Hi, you're welcome to Financial Freedom Hub, your comprehensive financial education and tutorial channel on YouTube. My name is John Kennedy, your host. In this video, we are looking at another law of money. For the past few days, we started looking at the laws of money. We looked at the first law, the law of abundance, and then we also looked at the law of exchange. Then the third law we looked at was the law of saving. And then we look at the law of investing. And now, once you save, you accumulate money, you can invest it. And once you invest your money, other laws begin to work in your favor. And one of such laws that works on your investment is the law of compound interest. The law of compound interest. It is one of the wonders. Somebody said it is one of the wonders of our age. It's one of the 7 wonders of our age if we are revisiting the wonders of the world, because it works like magic and it grows your money at a rate you were not expecting. And so today we are looking at the law of compound interest. And it says that investing your money carefully and allowing it to grow at a compound interest will eventually make you rich. So the law of compound interest says that if you keep on investing your money carefully and allowing it to grow at a compound interest, it will eventually make you rich. Compound interest is considered one of the great miracles of all human history in terms of finance and economics. It is a whole mystery, and then the multiplication, the interest rate, and the time lapse determines the outcome, and it can be amazing. Albert Einstein described it as the most powerful force in our society. When you let your money accumulate at compound interest over a long enough period of time, it increases more than you can imagine, especially when it gets into the latter end. If it is over a long period and it's getting to a latter end, the multiplication is fascinating. It is simply mind-boggling. You can use the rule of 72 to determine how long it will take for your money to double at any rate of interest. For instance, you are going to put a lump sum. Let's say you continue saving for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then you have accumulated a certain amount of money, let's say $10,000, $20,000, and then you want to put that money into some investments, some mutual fund, and then some real estate, and then you are looking at stocks, and then etc. Now you want to know how long it will take for that money to double. There is a rule called the rule of 72 to help you determine how long any investment will double, at what rate or at what time period. How many years will you have your entire investment double for you? And so let's say you are saving or you are investing 10,000. How long will it take your 10,000 to become 20,000? Now we have what we call the rule of 72, and all you need to know is the interest rate, and then the amount you have, and then the 72, and then you can easily determine. And so let's look at it. You simply divide the interest rate into the number of 72. For example, if you were receiving 8% interest on your investment and you divide the number 72 by that 8, you would get the number 9. It means any amount you invest at 8% interest, within 9 years, that amount would have doubled. Somebody say it is a long time for the money to double. Well, it depends on the risk you want to take, and then the interest rates and what you want to put your money inside. I'm trusting that as we look at these laws of money, I will try and bring you to speed with one of the laws we call the law of enterprise. Maybe sometimes it depends on the vehicle you put your money in. If you put your money into some of the safe, secured, maybe something like the government treasury bills or government treasury bonds, the risk is low, and so the interest rate is also low. But if you put it in an aggressive investment where the risk is high. Interest rates can be as high as 10, 12, 15%. Then you just divide the 72. For instance, if let's say you have an interest rate of 12%, you just divide the number 72 by 12, and that will give you 6. And it means within 6 years, your investment would have doubled, and then it continues like that. But that is just the basic rule. But if it is a compound interest, you will get more than that within the 9 years. Because if you invest, let's say, 10,000 today, and then it is growing at a compound interest, maybe monthly or quarterly, it means the interest that you, and let's assume treasury bill, 91 days treasury bill. So let's say you put some $10,000 in treasury bills, and then after every 91 days, you get, let's say, 12%. You divide 12% by 4, so it gives you what you will earn out of the first quarter. That amount, it is put on the principal, and then principal plus the first quarter interest. And then it begins to generate interest. The original principal will yield interest, and then the first profit you have added and rolled over will also yield profit. So you realize that the next quarter, the interest you will earn will be higher than the first quarter, because the profit is also generating income. And then you add it. After another 91 days, you add that one. We call it rollover. And so you see, that is where the magic of compound interest makes the difference. So the rule of 72 is just to give you a flat time over which your investment will double. But if you are engaging the compound interest, within that time, it will fascinate you what that amount would have become. So make sure you invest, and then you are engaging the magic of compound interest. So any investment you are doing, make sure the compounding is part of that yield. And so the profit goes into the investment. You don't take the profit and spend it at any time at all. It has been estimated that $1 invested at 3% interest rate at the time of Christ would have been worth half of the money in the whole world. So at the time Christ was born, if $1 was invested and then it grew at 3% compounded over that period, by now it will be worth half or more than half the money in the whole world. That's a lot. So that's the magic of compound interest. $1 invested over a long time can be worth half the money in the world. The $24 paid the Dutch for the local Indians. So the $24 paid by the Dutch, it means in the history of the Indians in Manhattan, it was recorded that the Dutch who employed them paid them $24. And so it has been estimated that if that $24 that the Dutch paid the Indians for Manhattan Island, so the island that the Dutch bought and turned into Manhattan, they paid them only $24. And now it is estimated that if that $24 had been invested at the rate of 5% interest, today that amount would have been worth $2.2 billion. Compound interest indeed is a powerful force in wealth building. So don't look at your capital as small. Look at an investment vehicle that has good return, and then it has compounding, and then you can put it there and leave it there. Forget about it. Don't touch the profit, because any little profit you remove out of it will reduce or affect the power of compounding. Let's look at the effect of this law of compounding, this law of money, the compound interest. The key to compound interest is to put your money away and never touch it. You know, sometimes you are tempted to go and remove the interest. You will reduce the power or the magic behind compound interest. So the effect of this law of money, compound interest, is that the key to compound interest is to put your money away and never touch it. Once you begin accumulating money and it begins to grow, you must never touch it or spend it for any reason. allow that money to grow naturally under that magic of compounding, and then you will see the mystery. If you do, you lose the power of compound interest. And though you spend only a small amount today, you will be giving up what could be enormous amount later on. Because the more the interest accumulates, the higher the interest that will be generated subsequently. So don't touch it. Any money you put into any investment, if you are giving it a number of years, give it those number of years, 10 years, 50 years, 20 years, discipline yourself. In the previous video, I showed you that if you put money aside and you need money, make sure you create. When we're doing the law of saving, we said if you begin to save, make sure you don't touch it. If you need money for anything, create another account and put money in that account for that purpose. But your investment should be untouchable. Discipline yourself. If you want to get on the path of financial freedom or wealth building, then discipline is the watchword. So put that money aside. A secretary in New York received a divorce settlement of $5,000 in 1935. She took the entire amount of the money to an experienced stockbroker who purchased a selection of good stocks for her. Over the years, this money grew through good times and bad times. You know, the stock market can go up and can come down, but the good thing about it is the compound interest helps it and then it cushions it. And so it grew through good and bad time at a compound rate of 12 to 15%. Today, this woman has retired and is worth just over $22 million. You can imagine 5,000, 1935, and today we are in 2024. As a matter of fact, this thing accumulated before this year. And so, at the time of recording this story, it is not 2004. It means if she was retiring today, 2024, it means this money would have been more than 22 million. That is the magic and the power of compound interest. $5,000 can turn into 22 million over a number of years. So the magic and the key secret is starting early. Start investing early. The longer the time, the greater the effect of compound interest. The longer of the time span you have, the greater the effect of the magic of compound interest. If you start early enough investing, you can become a millionaire in the shortest possible time when you do it long enough for yourself. Never draw on your funds and rely on the miracle of compounding. It will take you a while, but it will make you rich. An average person earning an average income who invests $100 per month from age 21 to age 65, which is the compulsory retirement for many nations or countries. So let's say you started working at the age 21, you get an average income where you can put aside $100 every month. At the time you will be retiring at 65, with that 10% compounding, you will be earning $1.1 million. $100 put aside every month from the age 21 to age 65, compounded at the rate of 10%, will give you an estimated $1.118 million. So you see the magic of compounding. Sometimes you don't need a bulk money. If monthly you have a monthly saving or investment of, especially if you have mutual funds where you can be putting in a certain amount every month, then it is good to go in $20, $50, $100. The higher, the better. The lower, even though that one may not give you the result quick, you will still get somewhere. The magic is the duration, the number of years. How can you apply this law immediately? Begin a regular monthly investment account and commit yourself to investing a fixed amount for the next 5, 10, or even 20 years. Normally, mutual funds and real estate-based mutual funds are good for this one, where you don't need a lump sum to begin. Every month, you have a fixed amount that they are deducting from your income, or you are paying into that investment account over a number of years. And by the end of those number of years, your money would have been accumulated. Select a company with a family of mutual funds and investment instruments, and keep your money working month after month and year after year until maturity. Number 2, continually look for ways to free up chunks of money that you can put away to grow with the power of compound interest. That calls for budgeting. So you budget, you cut costs, and then you reduce your expenditure. Where you get tax breaks, where you get some, increments. Don't increase your expenditure. Create money from all your money you are earning. Money is not going to fall from anywhere for you to invest. Either you save it, or when you get increments, you discipline yourself and maintain your budget, maintain your expenditure, and then extra money that comes, you decide you are pushing it into an investment somewhere that has the power of compound interest. Make a decision to choose long-term financial independence over short-term pleasures. At the time you are retiring, you will retire a millionaire, you will retire financially independent, and you will retire wealthy. Let's discipline ourselves. These things call for discipline, because there are challenges and the needs that will arise every day that will need us to spend money. But don't let any emergency ruin your future plan of attaining financial independence. God bless you. I remain your friend, John Kennedy. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and then also like our videos, turn on the notification, and then share our video. Leave a comment for us. Until I come your way next time, I remain your friend. Stay blessed and stay tuned for the next video.